What's up, y'all? I am finally back with another video. After that long hiatus, I got so busy, but I'm finally back making consistent content. So today we're going to do this really cute bedazzled braid ponytail. Let's get right into it. So right now I'm just putting heat protectant all throughout her hair. This is going to prep it to be straightened so we can have a nice, slick, flat ponytail. She has so much hair, so I separated it into two halves so I can go ahead and start blow drying it out very thoroughly. Now this is pretty much going to be the same routine as I showed in my Barbie ponytail because I do all my ponytails the same starting off. So I start off with the hair in a very loose ponytail that I can pull from and just straighten small strands like that. Well, not small strands, but like decent sized chunks where I can get the whole thing straight in one pass. Then we're just going to do a nice middle part. So I'm going to go through and make sure I'm right in the middle of her face. And then after that, I'm going to put some edge booster on the part like I usually do. And it's just going to help me get a very, very defined part. Putting some product on it to lay all the hairs down and then going back in and going over the part. So I always separate the front of the head from the back so I can do my ponytail in sections. And this is going to help you get a very, very flat, sleek look. So as you can see, I use the thick, wide rubber bands which you can find at the beauty supply store. And these are just the best I found for ponytails. I don't like using hair ties because they're a little too thick. So this is exactly the same as my Barbie ponytail. I'm going to go in with edge booster and I'm going to switch between an edge brush, a comb, and a regular brush just to make sure it's as flat as it can be and smooth and seamless. So that hair tie was really just to hold it in place while I molded it down. So then I'm going to take that out, take my comb, and just make sure it's very seamless. And then I'm going to put the hair tie in once again until I can get the perfect flat ponytail. And you might have to redo this step a couple of times. I always have to, just before I get the right one that I really like. And I do go in with a decent amount of rubber bands. This is just going to make sure the ponytail stays firm and keeps its shape and doesn't droop down. So I always do this step depending on the person's head, but I separate the edges first before laying down the section, just so I can know what I want to use as my baby hairs. And yes, y'all, to get the perfect slick baby hairs, you have to go over them a few times. So it is going to cause her skin to turn a little red, but I promise you she is fine. She's not dying, nothing is burning. It's just simply from the edge brush and having to go over it a few times. Also, the ponytail may look tight, but I promise it isn't that tight in real life. That's just how it looks because it looks real firm and secure. But I always make sure my clients are comfortable as I'm putting on rubber bands and make sure they can move their head back and forth without any pain or tension. So I promise it's okay. Then I'm just going to go in with some Pump It Up spritz and my blow dryer to really set it down and mold it. Alright, so now we're going to get down to it. So I'm going to use the rubber band that already comes on the braid and just wrap that around the ponytail. Then I'm going to take my rubber bands and have her hold one half of the braided hair. And then I'm going to have the other half of the braid hair, and I'm going to put more rubber bands in between those to really attach it to the ponytail. And this is just going to make sure there's no big indentation between the ponytail and her real hair, and just bring it all together and make it very secure. And if you guys want to see my exact braid technique, please go down to my boho large knotless braid tutorial, because in that tutorial I really explain by hand motion how I braid. I am underhanded. I'm not going to explain it in this video. I'm going to keep this at regular speed so you can really see what I'm doing. But if you want me to explain it motion by motion, I suggest you go watch that tutorial. So I'm separating a piece of the braiding hair, a pretty thick piece that I'm going to use as the wraparound for the ponytail. Sometimes I do this before I braid, sometimes I do it after. It really just depends, but this time I'm going to do it before. And to really keep this in place, I'm going to use some edge booster as I go, rub it on the base and rub it on the hair. And that's just going to help it stay firm. And I'm also going to take my edge brush at some parts and brush the edge booster really down into the hair. And bear with me, y'all, I'm doing the voiceover as I watch the video so I can talk in order and I know what I'm talking about. So if I sound a little slow or unsure, that's literally because I'm just trying to follow the video. So I do feed in a piece of hair right at the top before I even start braiding down, and this is just to replace the strands that I took out for the base. It's a little bit thicker than the strands I took out just because I wanted this braid to be pretty thick, and I am going to feed in a lot of pieces as I go down because we wanted it to be long and thick consistently throughout the braid. And literally I'm going to braid all the way down to the end until I can't braid anymore. Then I'm just going through and snipping all the little flyaways. Her, that's my bestie, y'all. You cannot tell her nothing, okay? Nothing, period. Alright, y'all, now it's time for the fun part. I literally got these rhinestones off Amazon. I literally just searched rhinestones. And I'm using Got To Be gel to make it stick on the hair. I seen this on YouTube. So I tried it and it really did stick. For about the first hour, you want to try not to touch it because that's about how long it's going to take for them to really mold down and stick into the hair. Please excuse my chair shaking in the background of this voiceover, y'all. But I'm literally just going to use my discretion to place the diamonds all over the top of her head, different sizes, and just switch it up. And I'm usually just grabbing and going. I didn't have a certain technique for this. I'm just placing them. And I also use my blow dryer. Sometimes just blowed it for a little second. It didn't really make a difference, so no, I didn't end up doing this the whole time. I just let them air dry. And unfortunately, I did not have a clip of the whole look to put at the end because all of my gallery got deleted out of my phone. So if you would like to see clips and pictures of this, please go to my Instagram page and check it out.